What's good, DMV? It's your boy Abu from the Daily, and I'm here on the special episodes of the Daily Talk. So, as we all know, it is Black History Month. Power to all of my good people. And so today I am speaking, let me say this in an interview. I'm having a formal discussion with three phenomenal creators and whatnot. So I'm gonna go around the room, let you all introduce yourself. I'm gonna start with you, Nakia.
Okay, hello everyone. Thank you so much, Abu, for having me. My name is Nakia Booker, and I am the author and curator of the Black Artivism Project, which is a coffee table book, Black Art coffee table book that reflects the pandemic and the 2020 civil unrest. I am originally from Louisiana. I am right now residing in between DC and Atlanta, and I'm happy to be here.
Nakia. And Bryan or Ashley.
I'll go first. Okay, cool. My name is Ashley Nesmith. I am one of the artists that's featured in Nakia's book, Black Artivism. I'm excited to be here. I am originally from Georgetown, South Carolina, but I currently live in the outside of Andrews, South Carolina now, not too far away from where I was born. I'm an art teacher, and I'm just an art fanatic all around. I've been doing art all my life, and it's just a part of who I am. And so I try to share it I try to share it how I can, and just give that light that was given to me. And I'm just glad to be here and be a part of this movement.
Amen, amen. And I'm also too. Shout out to all the teachers out here. Yes.
Okay.
Whoop, whoop.
That's the last.
All right. Hey, my name is Bryan. My name is Bryan Fox. I'm originally from the Bronx, New York. And right now, I currently reside in Queens, New York. New York is my home. I don't think I'll ever leave. I'm a poet and artist, and I express myself in various mediums such as photography, painting, sculpture, and etc. And you can see some of my art in the background here. That's mine.
All right.
My background page. Yeah, and I mean, that's what I do in order to heal. Like, I think healing for Black and brown folk, Black and brown LGBTQ folk. This is my way of giving back to my community, is by producing art and writing poetry. And hopefully, inspiring others maybe to do the same, to keep going in this fight, against oppression. Thank you.
Just by the way y'all all introduce yourselves, I already know this is going to be a good and wonderful discussion. So I'm going to kick it off with you, Nakia. So tell me about the Black Artivism. How did you even come up with the name, and where did the idea even come from?
So it definitely developed during this 2020 pandemic. I was in my apartment going through Instagram, and mind you, Abu, I think this is important to say, I had just got on Instagram like 4 months prior to the pandemic. So I was like, oh, this will be a good time and I got nothing but time to learn how to work Instagram. So I was like, I am a art lover, music lover, fashion lover, like all those things. So, I love the arts or whatever in any shape, fashion, and form. So I was like, let me go on, and learn how to work Instagram and start following, all the artists, all the great, that I can find or what have you, and learn how to work this thing. And I was seeing so much wonderful, beautiful, creative art, come out of this pandemic. Like what the artist was posting was amazing because, it was so much going on. That year started off bad. COVID was, COVID and his daughter passed, and it just like after that it was one thing after another. So it started with a lot of art, especially, people were posting of Kobe, paintings, sculptures, like all types of things or what have you. So I was just like, this is so cool, because even though it was a dark time for us, you can see like in a lot of the artwork that it was like hopeful. You know what I mean? Like people was like, you can tell they were creating art to like to be strong, to get by, to make it through. You know, like, oh, you saw in a lot of the word that I was looking at, it was like glimpse of hope, you know, and like we can make it through this, and this is how it's gonna look on the other side. It all wasn't traumatic, if you will, of the artists that I was following and looking at. So and I was like, some of this artwork is so cool. And that's when I had the digital download. I was like, somebody need to put this together in a project. And I was like, that's somebody is you, ma'am. And I was like, no. It was what's so funny about it, because I went back and forth. You know, I was like, oh no, I couldn't do it. But I was like, this is so cool. And I just think, you know, people need to see this artwork, you know, that's being produced and birthed out of this difficult time. So I was just like, kind of went back and forth, I'm gonna be honest, you know, for several months or whatever. But it was just wouldn't rest in my spirit. So this is how it came about. And I reached out to Ashley through her cousin. And it's so funny because even though a lot of the artists I found through Instagram and maybe through DMs, some artists I found through other connections. So I had a connection with Ashley cousin. That's how I got in contact with her. You know, she knew what I was doing. Look, at this time, the wheels were going. You know, I was in the process of creating and getting on board. I had got myself information and said, you doing this. And then Ashley cousin knew about it. And she's like, I have a cousin that's an artist. I'll see if she's interested and make the connection. She did that. So, and believe it or not, I had a mutual connection with Bryan the same way believe it or not, through the publisher of the book. So she was like, I have, you know, a great art friend that's in New York. I'm gonna reach out to Bryan, see, you know, if he's interested. I'll get back with you. And Bryan and we connected, I think through DM, right, Bryan? We connected.
Yes, he did.
I told him what was going on, and the same with Ashley. And like basically, Abu, look, that's the short version, and the rest is history. You know, I just made a connection with each artist that I reached out to, gave them the spiel. And if they felt, you know, that they wanted to be connected, you know, we went for it. And that's basically the short version of it.
Okay. So you mentioned that you went out, you was looking for artists. Obviously, you had to start from the bottom, got a scout. So what type of art were you looking for? What type of work you were looking for within the artist when you were scouting these individuals for your book?
To be honest with you, Abu, it was more of a connection. It wasn't even a certain type or criteria, if you will. It's kind of just like how a connection was made. Because in this book, it's all types of art. It's photography, it's sculpture, it is poetry. It's just not one type of art, if you will. So I honestly let the artist kind of like, you tell me what's on your heart to submit, how you want your art to speak through this project, if you will. So it wasn't like, and then I did have some artists that if I saw a few pieces that I thought would be appropriate, or I thought would be a good fit for the project that was posted on their Instagram or on their website, I say, hey, I think this is a cool piece. This goes, you know, this is a line, and I think this will go good. What's your thoughts or feelings, you know, about this particular piece? Are you comfortable submitting it? Like, I was just a vessel, you know, I didn't feel like I wanted to get involved in the whole aspect of and dictating from top to bottom what's to be submitted. You know, I make, of course, recommendations and say, oh, what you think about this? Can we use this? What's your thoughts? And somebody may say, oh, look, no, I got something better in the vault that you ain't even saw yet. You know what I'm saying? Like something I was like, oh yeah, you're right. This will go better. So it was like kind of a dance, if you will. You know, like you let me know and I see if I feel, the artist the same way. You tell me what you feel. And I even had a few artists create, and Ashley was one of them. She created a piece just for the book.
And I was about to say that too, because I was about to say, you connecting with those people, you probably getting them a good chance. Like, you know what? I'm not going to give you those regular standard art I already created. Right. Let me give you something new, vibrant, because this is what you're aiming for. This is what the whole thing is about. Let me give you something That came from the heart. That's filled with passion. So I love that.
Right.
I love that. So how long altogether it took you to fully put the book together? Meaning reaching out to different people, getting the artwork back, doing everything, just like the whole timeline. How long was that process?
It started in maybe June-ish, July-ish of 2022, where I started the research, I guess, for it, if you will, and started trying to gather, artists and put things up into literally maybe, believe it or not, the very end of last year. The last quarter of last year is probably when I had the last piece of art submitted. Maybe that was like, believe it or not, like November, October, September, like I say, the last quarter of last year, I probably collected the last piece of art.
Okay. So now I want to transition this next question to Bryan and Ashley. So for you two, what was that feeling like for you guys, just having somebody randomly contacting you, just saying, hey, I know you're an artist, I know you make great work, I'd love to have your art featured in my book that I'm working on releasing? What was that feeling like for you guys?
I guess I'll go. For me, it was a mixture of a little fear and excitement at the same time, because as an artist, our work and the work that we do is very, some things can be very private moments that we're having, things that we kind of, our art is like our baby, and so when we share it with the world, we're always like, for me, I'm always on like the edge of my seat, because you never know what the reaction is going to be. And so I haven't done any, big major projects yet. I'm going to put it out there yet. That's right. But God is doing big things. So I'm just going to keep the faith and keep believing. But, when I talked to Nakia, like she said, I met her through a mutual friend, a cousin. And when I talked to Nakia, she's like, the first conversation, she was like a homegirl. She was like somebody like that I just already knew. She just had that type of spirit that was just inviting, and she just made me feel comfortable. She made me feel like this is something that I can totally do. Whether the fear is there or not, she made me feel like I can do it. And so, like I said, it was just a mixture of excitement because, yay, I'm going to be putting my work out there. People are going to see my work. But fear because what's going to be the reaction? What are people going to say? So that was what I felt.
Okay. How about you, Bryan?
Yeah, similar to what, Ash was saying, like, Miss Nakia Booker reached out to me, like, I was nervous. I'm nervous about meeting people in general, not even just showing my art, but, that's a whole other, element. It's the connecting with people. That's a lot of what we as artists have to do. And it's like me getting out of my comfort zone. So it was scary, This is I know, like this is the opportunity for me to do that. So I said, what, let me just do that. Let me try, let me put myself and my work out there. And Nakia Booker was very kind with me, very patient, because it took me a while to get back to her and I kept delaying. And I think part of that might have been my own fear, but I eventually got back, and we connected, and from there, this just became a thing where, okay, I can do this. I can do this. And it gave me even more confidence to just keep putting my things out there, despite whatever, reaction there may be, whether it's good or maybe not so good, but it just gave me more confidence to say I could do this, so.
Yeah.
That's our thing. That's our blue signature.
Yeah, everybody know I love the snap, because that was just some real information that was just being said.
Yeah, being real.
Because
it's a real thing.
Yes. And I was going to say, Nakia, I even thank you for even providing that outlet for people, because people always thank me for creating an outlet just to provide news and give people a voice. But you also gave a whole different set of people voice, are artists to showcase their work. So I know for people like Ashley and Bryan, they probably think like, man, this is my first time somebody recognizing my work. I want to make sure it's top notch. I don't care if it's for free or it's worth $1 million. At the end of the day, my art is about to be looked at, because who knows where your book might end up. And like you said, it's a coffee table book. And might land, who knows, it probably land up on Wall Street, somebody flipping through the book. Oh my goodness, this is made by Bryan. Oh my goodness, this is made by Ashley. Let me get a project by them. Like, that's what people got to think about. So sometimes this opportunity may also be your calling. I like to express some little wisdom too. So this opportunity might have been your calling to showcase your true talent as well. So now this question for all three of y'all. So with fulfilling this project, what did you find most challenging?
I go first. Because I'm sure my list is longer than theirs. But the most challenging part, to be honest with you, is like they had fear too. I had fear myself. So because I never worked on anything in this capacity before, you know, like I never published a book before. I never curated a book or project of this scale before, even though I have much experience in working in from a range of communications, which is my background, broadcasting, hospitality, nonprofit. Like I have, believe me, many skills and many things I've done. You know, I have 2 degrees, yada. But this scared the shit out of me because I'd never done anything on this level before. And I knew I had to do it because, again, I feel like it was from God. It was a divine download. And he was like, you can do this. So I was scared just to take on a project of this size, 1, and 2, I think my other challenge was working with so many artists got me in a place where there was a lesson too, because I worked with the artist like one-on-one, if you will. Like it wasn't any group texting, it wasn't any group emails, it was a time. This took like time I invested literally with each artist, no matter how I met them. Like when I was on the phone first, like with Bryan, I think we talked to probably about 30 minutes, Bryan, probably about 30, 40 minutes. And the same with Ashley. Like we probably talked about an hour. Ashley, did we? Like a little bit more. Like I was scared of, and what was challenging for me was, in so many words, like being rejected. Because the reason I talked to each person the way that I did is because I wanted them to see me. I wanted them to hear me. I wanted them to know I was sincere. Like I wanted them to hear, like, okay, this is what this project is. This is what I'm thinking about. How you feel about it? Like I didn't want to do what they call them, like you can mission and submission for art. Like you can like send your stuff in. That wasn't, and I knew that wasn't that type of project. So that was a challenge to kind of be like, open yourself up, be very vulnerable and say, look, I had this idea, this divine download, and this is what I'm talking about doing. I know you don't know me, but can I have some of your work? like, girl, I don't know you from Apple. You know what I'm saying? Like, could you imagine? And I had to do that over 350 times because I reached out to over 350 artists. You see what I'm saying? So imagine, like, every time I'm starting from scratch. Every single time, I reach out to a person, I'm starting from scratch. And a lot of them wasn't through DMs or whatever, some was through emails, like different ways. It depends on how I was able to contact the artist. So some I did send out emails at first, and some, I did through DMs, whatever way I could communicate with them. So I think that was my biggest challenge, because it's kind of like, again, like I say, you stepping out on faith.
Yep.
Over 300 times, like, I don't know what they're gonna say. They're gonna be like, girl, I don't know you. Like, now I'm giving you myself. Like Ashley said, like, this is their babies. Like, this is their, like, what is the what's the song by Erykah Badu of the saying? She said, I'm sensitive about my shit. Like
that part.
Like, no, you can't have it, sis. It sounds cute, but no, you can't use my stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how good, your intent or will is. So it's like to go over there. That was the biggest challenge for me. Seriously. Those two was the biggest things.
But you did a good job overcoming it because it looked easy.
Look, I had plenty of practice.
Look, you made it look easy.
Mhm.
You sure damn made it look easy.
Right.
All right, Ashley or Bryan, how about you guys? What was the most biggest challenge for you all?
For me, it have to go back to just having conquering the fear of putting my work out there for all kind of people to see and to have their thoughts about it, have their opinions about it. Because like I said, these are some of our most private moments and intimate moments, and just sharing that with the world, you don't know what the reaction is going to be. And so I really had to get to a place where I was like, okay, either I'm going to just allow this fear to just overtake me and overwhelm me, or I'm gonna get to a place where I start testing God at his word,
Amen.
and I start testing the waters to see what can happen, because faith without works is dead. You can have the faith, but if you don't work, if you don't put nothing out there for nobody to see, how is anybody going to know? And you might get some negative feedback, that
Right.
just comes along with the territory.
With the territory.
It's just gonna make your skin thicker,
Yeah.
but I just had this fear as an artist of nobody's gonna like my work, nobody's gonna wanna, whatever. You know how the devil, how he comes behind. You have a good idea, and as soon as you have that good idea, he right
ready to
behind
attack.
Yep.
He come
ready
right
to attack
behind it. Nobody gonna want to see your work, nobody gonna care about it, blah 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 blah. So that was just the biggest challenge for me. Like, is this real? Is this, is it gonna go anywhere? Is anybody gonna see? Is anybody even gonna care? And then like comparing myself to other artists. Like I know there are great artists that's going to be a part of this. And so how am I going to fit into this, compared to, people who have been doing this consistently. This is their life, every day, full-time artists, and so, I just had to get to a point, like I said, where I was saying to myself, I have what I have to bring to the table. I'm me, and this is who I am, and we all have something to bring to the table.
That's right.
So once I got over that, with Nakia, because like I said, Nakia is just, she's so positive, she's so uplifting, she just makes you feel like you can do anything. She's just so positive, and I just love people like her who are just visionaries, and they are positive people. And so we need those people in our life. We need people like Nakia in our life, and so to tell us we can do it, we can do it. And so yeah, once I was able to get past those moments, everything was okay.
I told y'all this discussion right here was going to be the one. I told y'all this discussion was going to be the one.
Yeah. We going to church on them, Abu, ain't we?
I love him. Praise him on this lovely Sunday. Praise him.
Yes.
And last but not least, Mr. Fox.
Yeah, but like what was said, I guess like my fear, like, rejection, on a deeper level in the past, been rejected, rejection based on artists, like small time rejection for me. People rejected me, like not wanting to get to know me, and I'm not even talking about like, I'm talking about just even as a friend or just as an acquaintance. People not want to get to know me because of my identity, and things like that. So my own parent rejected me for that. So then it's like that it's like that thought, those negative thoughts in my head, like, oh, it's going to be the same thing. People aren't going to want to, look at my work or things like that. But, like I said to myself, there have been plenty of people that do enjoy looking at my work. There have been people that have purchased it, and not that it's about that. You know what I mean? There are people that like the work, and despite the fact I like my work, you know, I love what I'm doing. I love what I'm about. I know, you know, that I'm about, you know, doing something positive, you know, something that's gonna help, you know, and just believing in that, you know, and trusting in that. You know, I have a HP too. I have my higher power too, and you know, just trusting in that. You know what I mean? That you know, that's this is gonna work out is what made me be like, just put it out there anyway, because it's whatever is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna make me stronger. You know, it's not the end. This is just, you know, this is the beginning. And plus, this was a positive, you know, event. You know what I mean? With Nakia Booker, she was doing something that was uplifting, and this is my chance to connect with people that are uplifting. I know I'm not one person that could do it alone. I can't do it alone. You know what I mean? I think we need other people. You know what I mean? So this is my, you know, to connect. You know, and things like that, and you know, to just, you know, share the light, you know what I mean, share like the positivity like with others. So that's what it is. That's what I was about. The fear was, you know, it's just overcoming that, you know, when I think about those things.
That's good.
Y'all all was definitely just preaching. And one thing I love, y'all all were able to overcome your fears. So before we start wrapping up, do y'all mind showing us the piece of artwork that you all use for the book? Or if you don't have it on, you can show myself and the viewers another piece of work that you have created.
Bryan, you want to go first?
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll go first. I know you've been going first all the time. So I'll show you. So this was in. I sent this to Nakia Booker. This piece right here. If you could, can you see it?
Your background is overlapping it, if that makes sense.
Overlapping?
Yeah.
Oh,
the background of the face. Okay. Yeah. Push it up closer. Yeah. It's kind of overlapping. There you go. Yeah. It's going in and out, but yeah.
Yeah.
You can see it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can do it. Change the background.
I can see.
Yeah, but to maybe so you can see it better. Maybe try to change the background, but. You know, in the meantime, if you want, Ashley, you can show your stuff, and I'll try to work on that.
Okay. Okay. Well, I got in my background. This is a piece that I'm working on right now. This is Martin Luther King Jr. that I'm working on right now. Chadwick Boseman is the background. That's the piece. He's on the wall. That's the piece that's going to be in the book. Yeah, and so I'm really just trying to work on, I'm not going to put it all out there, but just trying to work on more positive images of Black men. And so that's kind of where that's where I am right now. Because I have two sons, 6 and 7, and I'm doing everything in my will and my power to create as much positive energy that I can for them, positive space that I can for them. And we can be real, Black men are not painted in the most positive light. You know, when you turn on the television, you know, you just see us being killed, you see us on drugs, you know. And so my mission, one of my missions and one of my goals is to create more positive images of Black men, famous Black men, and men in just our communities, everyday men, working men, like, you know, my dad and my granddad. These were heroes for me, for my brother, and, you know, my husband is a hero for my son. And so I want to create those images for, you know, our little Black boys to see, and to know that they can be, you know, despite what you may see on TV, you know, despite what, you know, the world may be saying, we have some really good Black men out here.
We do. Amen.
We got some good Black men out here.
That's right.
Okay, so do you mind if I jump in and you guys could, I'll show you the one I wanted to show you before. I cleared up my background. I'll just show that real quick.
Okay.
This is the one that I sent to Nakia Booker.
Wow.
Now you can see it better.
I love that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show that real quick. So
Yeah.
that, and I'm working
What's
on
the
other
name
ones.
of that one, Brian? What's the name of that one again? That first,
Oh,
what's the name of it?
This one's called, I call it King Warrior. I call it.
King
Wow.
Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean like fighting like for no reason, but just persevering, and we're gonna keep fighting for our rights. I think what Ashley was saying about black men, I think this is also important too. You know what I mean? For our young black youth to understand this, you know, that we're worthy. You know, we're not, you know, what was always portrayed in the media and things like that. You know what I mean? So I wanted to put something like that out there. Yeah. So
That's awesome.
That is
Awesome.
thank you. Ashley, yours I like. It's very awesome. I love your purpose.
Thank you.
I love your work. I just wanted to say that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Same to you. Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You all are really, really creative. You all are really creative. So I know we're running low on time before the before the call ends, but I do have one more. I gotta give y'all testimony for y'all. So one more testimony to ask questions. So what is one piece of advice you'll give to the next rising artist or creative who's looking to your work for influence? What is some piece of words of wisdom or words of advice you will give to them?
I would say it might sound cliche, but it's what helps me to keep going as an artist and to create my art is be yourself. Like, be yourself. Don't compare what you're doing to what somebody else is doing. Don't follow somebody, you know, too closely, too much, you know, because sometimes I know I'll do it for myself. You know, you'll get into somebody's Instagram and whatever, you start following them and, you know, then you start comparing yourself like, you know, I don't have this many followers or, you know, what I'm doing.
Right.
Be yourself and be consistent. Be consistent. Be consistent. Yeah. At whatever you start, have a plan and make sure you following through with that and just being consistent. Is what I would say.
Yeah, just to time off that, I think, you know, I would say consistency is important. It's like with our art, they say a lot of famous artists have said we do this like a 9-to-5 job. If we can, we also have to work literally 9-to-5 jobs to support ourselves so we can do our art. So the thing is just being consistent, do as much as we can, you know what I mean, with what we have. And also I would say, like, don't give up. There's gonna be people that say maybe not the nicest thing. I've encountered that once or twice that people are say, oh, you know what I mean? And I've heard of so many people getting so disillusioned by people that they quit. And it's like, we don't need that. Like, you know what I mean? Whether it's negative feedback or positive feedback, it's noise. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up. You know what I mean? And not to say that the positive feedback isn't nice. I appreciate it anytime. And I also likewise try to give it. You know what I mean? But it's like, remember, you know what I mean? Like, believe in oneself. You know what I mean? Like, and, you know, just kind of what Ashley was saying, you know, true to yourself. You know what I mean? You know, remind yourself, this is what I'm doing. This is my stuff. I have something to give, you know, and that's it. You know, just keep rolling on. You know what I mean?
Did you want me to chime in on that one?
I sure did.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was strictly for the artists, but no, I would definitely say the piggyback off what they said is perfect. And follow your heart, follow your, you know, continue to follow your heart on your instincts. And I feel like the rest you will do fine, you know?
The rest is all history.
Yes.
So before we go, first of all, I thank you all for taking time out to even speak with me because I learned a lot about the three of you all. So tell us, where can we follow you guys? Where can we see your art online and everything? Let us know.
You can follow me on Instagram at Art in Ashley Studios, and you can also find my website, www.artinashleystudios.com.
So I would like to thank you all for your time, for even coming to speak with me today. It truly means a lot. So before we go, can you all tell us where can we follow you on social media and how can more people see your artwork?
Okay, I'll go first. They can follow me on Instagram, Art in Ashley Studios, and also my website, www.artinashleystudios.com. There you will find some of my artwork. Also, my blog is on there because I also like to write as well. And so that's where you'll find me.
You can find my artwork at Bryan Fox. If you search Bryan Fox on Instagram or put Fox, Fox _ won't, WONT _ stop, STOP. You can find my Instagram page there. You also find me at www.artpal.com/Bryan Cornell And you can see all my work there, my art for sale. It's at various art, photography, sculpture, paintings, etc. So that's where you can find me.
And you can find the Black Artivism Project, the coffee table book at blackartivism.co. That's Black ARTIVISM.co. And the same at Instagram, Black Artivism. Also on our website, we have a visual art gallery. So feel free to definitely log on to the website to go get a beautiful look at the art gallery. And it's definitely, I want to let everyone know, it's separate art that's not inside the book. So that's very important to know. And also we have a sound capsule. So we have a playlist that goes along with the book, kind of like as a little extra piece of joy to go along with the book. So definitely get on the website, download the playlist, enjoy that and the virtual gallery. And the book will be out at the end of February.
Yay.
I can't wait.
Yes. Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes.
A special congratulations to all three of you guys. Let me say that. Special congratulations to all three of you guys, because you all took, how can I say, y'all all took a whole big step to the next part of y'all careers.
Yeah.
Creative wise. And I commend you all for that. And I wish you all many success. And I hope many more doors, opportunities open for you guys.
Thank you.
Right now.
Much success to you too. Same to you too.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Yes,
you.
and likewise.
Thank you.